and I see everybody quiet because
You
we all
don't have
married.
to fit a
And
check
I'm
in.
okay to step out there.
You don't have to
I
fit a
got your
check
back.
in.
I'm with you.
I got your back.
You can.
You got my
I
back.
got your back.
So I'll be on your time. Putting a label on something that's not really. There was a time in my life I used to love the women at the strip clubs.
And food.
And that's because they would dance
And
and they would do
still
things.
do.
And I was like, man, I love that. But then I remember time like, no, I really didn't love that. I actually just liked what they was doing. But again,
What's going on, everyone? This is your boy TJ, and I am here with five guys, and we are
Talking shit.
That's exactly what we do best. I want to thank each one of you for coming in today and checking us out once again. First, let me express that the views expressed on this platform are only our opinion. Let me repeat that. The views expressed on this platform are only our opinions. Okay, so we got that out the way. My man T.
All right, I'm Troy, aka The Voice. I'm here to keep things running smoothly, keep everybody on task.
There you go.
They call me Jimmy. Sometimes they call me an asshole, but as long as they call me.
All right.
My name is Reggie Hawkins, aka Go Get Your Card, Harvey.
Okay, now that's new. All
I'm,
right, I like
I'm
it.
Twin, TWIN, DC native, #1 Gemini.
Okay, all right, all right. And I'm your boy TJ. I'm the host with the most. We will be talking plenty shit. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to turn everything over so we can get started. I'm going to turn everything over to the Mr. Troy.
All
Take
right.
it from here, T.
All right. So
The
what we do, we're
voice.
gonna take this bowl. We usually have this bowl, crystal bowl. We're gonna pick a topic out. A lot of our topics come from our viewers. So let's see what our first topic is gonna be. Okay. Is there a thing called work wife or husband? So I guess a work wife or work husband. Is there such a thing called a work wife or work husband? So I've heard this a lot, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and start with Twin on this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
shucks.
there you go.
Is there such a thing? Yes. I think there's opposite sex at the work environment that that over time co-workers they develop a bond. I think that special bonds at work, but sometimes those work wives or work husbands, if not managed right, can sort of lead into other stuff, and we all know about
But
those other
what's the
things.
other stuff
They
though?
can lead into other
Talk about it. Talk about
other
it. Come on.
relationships that
Physical?
inappropriate relationships either at work that
Okay.
manifest or could potentially go outside of work. So if managed right, two opposite sex or even same sex, depending on what
So as
that
a
may
male,
look
you can
like.
have a work husband.
Nah, yeah,
I
obviously,
mean,
right.
or
Depending
female
on what
work
that
wife.
looks like, yeah. Some
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I guess
I don't have a
yeah,
work husband.
2025.
right.
I don't
That's
have a
true.
work
That's
wife,
true.
but for
That's
certain
true.
2025.
folks,
Oh, you say you don't have one.
I don't have one.
Okay,
But
well, let's
uh,
let's let's define it first. So, I mean, because you said a lot of things, going to, it could develop into other stuff. I
mhm,
mean, but like I've heard all the time, I usually work with women.
okay,
I've primarily worked with women. So I've
okay,
heard a lot of times, this is your work wife,
okay.
type of thing. But I guess but what you said that made sense to me is that we usually work with our colleagues more than we are
At
at
home.
home.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So, you kind of develop those types of relationships. Now, my work wife, I'm not, intimate with whoever my work wife, and I'm putting air
Mhm.
quotes, is going to be because I guess since I work with primarily women, I'm cheating all the time. I've got multiple
Mhm.
work wives. But,
Oh,
yeah,
scandalous.
Yeah.
scandalous.
Candles.
Olivia Pope, we need you.
Kinky homework.
but,
So let,
yeah,
let,
go,
let, let
what
me
up?
let me let me go back a little bit. You said, are you accepting of that? The work wife.
The
Do you
title.
so
You know what? No, I don't really like it though.
Hold on, is it what
mhm.
kind of bonds
I
are
don't I don't really like it
you see?
because
Hmm.
I work mostly with females.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be singled out as really catering to just one person. So, like this is somebody is viewed as my work wife, so this is the individual that I give special projects to, or that I cater to, or that I give, special dispensation to.
Hmm.
That's not what I think that I
Right.
do, in the
So
office.
work
And
wife.
so,
So let me ask you. So work wife, work husband. Would it be comfortable with that person you work with? Perhaps y'all eating lunch together regularly.
Would that
Maybe,
be okay?
yeah.
Hell no.
Well, see, I don't see why not. Though. I
Okay,
mean,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it's okay to eat lunch. Let's say daily you eat lunch together. Let's say, is it okay for her to cook and bring you lunch or vice versa? You bring her lunch?
That's borderline.
Okay, so you're never talking about borderline. So what's
so
comfortable or not?
right. No, I get
Okay,
it. I
okay.
get it.
I think me
I get it.
personally, I think when it
It's
gets to that
good.
level,
Oh, shit.
I don't know how they may look at it as, is this really just strictly work, or are we building something that could potentially be outside of work? When you
No.
I think when you
No.
No.
start making things personal as far as me bringing you lunch, hey,
That's how it
No,
starts.
no,
No,
no.
I agree with him.
Some
I agree with him.
and you need to cut you. Hey, excuse me, we need to have a talk. We need
But
to have
but
we need to have a talk because I want to know what your intentions are now.
but
Even though we do work together almost every day
it's
for
it's
probably 10, 15 years.
it's only a problem because it's the opposite sex if you're heterosexual. Because if a dude bringing you lunch every day, now it's not a problem.
Look, I'd had questions
My-
about that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I'm
Because-
gonna ask what his intentions.
Because
Right.
because what if
I'm
I
going, 'cause
what if
I
I
know
work?
I'm not. I'm not.
If we best friends,
I don't.
if
so
we
what you
best
had
friends,
extras?
and I'm bringing the lunch in every day, that ain't nothing.
But see, we have.
We got a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we know each other 50
Mhm.
years.
Yeah, we do. But
I called
still,
your mama.
Yeah.
So that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
I'm bringing
now-
you lunch though.
But yeah, yeah. If you bringing something, hey,
So
hey,
why that's
y'all
not a problem?
boys.
right, it's different. But
So that's his girl.
so
They
here's
can't
my
be free.
No.
here's my question.
No.
Do we normally have work wives, work husbands, however you want to put it, to people that we are attracted to?
I wouldn't
No.
say no.
No. No. And I think
That's a lie.
right. That's no.
Oh, they lie.
That's a
because
pause.
you can still have a positive relationship or connection with someone of the opposite sex or the same sex.
Right. No, I
depending on what you-
agree. I
right.
agree.
At
agree.
work, and they could still be considered your work wife or your work husband.
mhm.
It's not a matter
Right.
of whether or not you are physically attracted to the person. It's a matter of whether or not you appreciate the work that they do, or you all can form a good positive relationship that can develop
Okay.
good productivity on the job.
Okay.
But it doesn't have anything to do with.
So what do you call?
attractiveness.
What do you call it? Just one second.
Go ahead.
What do you call it when you or she beginning to dress for each other at work? When I say dress for each other, I mean you don't know she's dressed for you. You don't know you're dressing for her. I mean she don't know it, but you intentionally. Oh yeah, she did say she liked
Here
this
comes the
cologne.
compliment.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have never experienced that
Right.
because
Okay.
that's never been a part
Okay.
of my work
your work
wife
wife?
or definition. So
Okay,
I don't
I
care.
got it. That's fair. That's fair.
So would you say your work wife or wives, because you down in a plural work
Yeah,
relationship?
I've got a
you,
polygamous
you
work
got a
relationship.
poly. You're in a
I got
poly. You're in a
poly
poly
situation
lifestyle.
going on.
Polyamorous.
So would you say those?
Polyamorous.
So you say those work wives? Do y'all have an emotional connection?
Attachments.
So I'll say yes.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so you have emotional connection. You're close together for long periods daily.
We.
Do you see how that?
I
if
have an
any
extra
other-
bedroom upstairs.
Could that
just
be
in
considered
case.
to be a same
That's
relationship?
No,
cosmetics.
so listen, when
With an opposite sex.
when I said yes,
Mhm.
okay, first of all, it's all women on my team, okay, that I
Okay.
work with. And I think that there is an emotional connection only because there is a genuine concern for each other. So it's like everybody has stuff that's going on. So a lot of times, personal information might be shared about if somebody's having a rough day, it's like, what's going on? You seem to be a little down today.
Mhm.
Then they might share something that is going on. That's more of that's definitely more of a friendship and it's
So
more of a
normal-
concern.
that's
And
a
that's a
normal
normal
office
That's a
relationship.
normal thing.
Okay.
So it's not that it is we're building something that is going to be more,
Okay.
outside of
So,
the
so what
work
crosses that
environment, so to
line of
speak.
work wife or work husband?
Say that again.
So where's the line? So there's a healthy, let's call it the normal relationship that colleagues or co-workers have in an office space,
Mhm.
right? But all the women in there aren't considered your work wife. It's the one perhaps that you have
to work the closest
a
with.
more closer
Right.
relationship
That's why
with.
that's a poly relationship
That's
that
a
I've got. Right. that I've got
Because
going
he's
on.
equally
Because
You can-
sharing
exactly,
that time.
exactly. I am.
You can probably work
right.
better with one person on certain things than you do on the others.
It
and
really
it's
depends.
and it's all delegated from
Absolutely,
who can do the job better.
absolutely.
I think it becomes a problem if your spouse don't know about it. Now, if you got the relationship like he's got with his women at work, I'm pretty sure his wife knows about it. So I'm pretty sure she knows how closely he have to work with it. Now, if he's not telling her that, now there can be something that's
Why? Why? though?
possible.
Why? Because let's
Be-
say he worked with Johnny Mac and they work on projects together. Do he go home? Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, me and Johnny, we're close. No, I mean I don't
Well,
understand
well,
why if it's
be-
I-
And then, like I brought up
I
with
don't
the
understand.
opposite sex before, but with the opposite sex, and she knows that's what he's into, it's probably
No, it's
safer
work.
to tell your woman that you do work with women that closely. You wouldn't tell her about a man because you're not into men.
Yeah, but
So,
But I understand what you're saying. But why does that conversation have to come up? There's no intimacy. There's no, yeah, we work together. We
out of
close.
respect for your wife.
Well,
Well,
the
it's
thing
not
is,
disrespect though. It's
No,
not.
it's no,
It's,
no.
oh, okay.
I'm not saying you disrespect her
but
if
I
you
think
don't
there's
tell
one
her.
piece that's missing is that when you're talking about work, yes, but you mentioned something earlier. You guys do things that are not work. Eating lunch is not work.
Right.
So you're doing work related
Your
stuff,
wife should
and
know
then
about
you're
that.
doing non work related stuff at work.
well, see,
Yeah, man.
you have to eat to have energy in order to work.
You got to eat
So
with your
you know,
work wife.
eating lunch is really
He's on that
work-related
Jimmy
activity.
juice.
Now, I'm gonna tell you like
Jimmy
this.
juice.
So
When I was working, I'm retired now. When I was working, I worked side by side with a female. We were in the same office,
Mhm.
closed off from everybody else. Nobody could see it. The door was shut. Yes, she bought me lunch in sometimes,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I would always say, "Well, pick this up for me because I'm gonna get this for my wife." Or sometimes she would say, "You need to get anything for your wife," and she would get it. I let my wife know, "Hey, she went there. Do you want anything?" Sometimes I call my wife
Mhm.
while she right there. That's what I would do.
Would she
So-
consider your work wife?
Huh? I didn't consider her that. She didn't consider me her work husband, but that's what was
But see,
floating
then
around
it's
because we
the
were so tight.
definition, though.
Yeah,
It's
the
the
definition.
So
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
work wife or a work husband is going to be different from your actual wife or your actual
Right.
husband, your personal wife or
Yes.
personal.
Right.
It's a completely different relationship.
So if you were to take that work relationship Friday happy hour, is that crossing the line?
So you're saying if we go out for a happy hour,
if
why would
after
we do
work,
that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying if
It's
she
not
if,
lunch.
If it wasn't a group
That's
of
not
people,
lunch.
but I'm
That's
saying it's
after
a group,
happy hour is
it's
going to be
the
after
group
work.
that it's the group that he works with, and they be like, hey, we're gonna go get a drink after work.
if
So-
it's the
so-
group,
Yeah,
that's
If it's a
different.
group, it's different.
But
Okay,
if
so
it's
if
just
it's
them,
individual,
If it's just
yeah,
two,
yeah,
then
yeah.
okay.
So let me get this straight. So it's okay for
unless
me
y'all talking about work.
for me and
Okay.
the
Because that can
female.
happen too.
For
Right.
me and the female, because if it was a work wife, it's okay for us to have a social setting at work, which is lunch, and eat. But it's not okay for us to eat or have things outside of work
Excuse me.
because it's just us. Is that? I'm trying to understand what's the line
I
at
think
the work, at the office, or outside the office.
Th- this-
because now you really on your time. There's no time limit. You're doing whatever you want to do. But I'm still restricted while I'm on the job.
If I'm on a 9 to 5,
Mhm.
okay, and then I have lunch with the work wife or work husband,
Mhm.
whatever, between that 9 to 5 period of time, then that's one thing.
Okay.
Now, after 5 o'clock is going to be my wife's time. So
Okay.
if I spend that time
With
with
somebody
else with that, I work with that is considered, work wife,
Mhm.
then, if we're not talking about work,
Okay.
then maybe
then what you talking about?
yeah, then what you talking
Okay,
about?
so this is what I'm getting at. This is what I was trying to get. Okay, so you said a work husband, work wife, they share.
Now, mind
intimate-
you, this was
they-
not my topic, by
Yeah,
the way.
no,
Somebody said this,
they
but
share intimate
Moments.
conversations
Conversations, not
and
moments.
moments
But yeah.
in the work environment. And I'm assuming that they also socialize outside of the work environment, meaning if they had a cookout, which and your work wife, your friends, is it okay to invite?
Absolutely.
Now,
I
what if
think
they're
so.
single? Is
What
it
if
okay?
they're single?
They're single
As
in their
long as
personal life.
as long as there's no agenda to
Well,
do
how would you know that?
more,
Okay,
But
but it's
you
okay.
know,
But it's
if you're
okay.
not sensing
So it's
that, because
okay to
right,
socialize, and this is what I'm going at. It's
okay,
okay to
We've
socialize
been going for a
outside the
long
work
time.
environment,
He'll
but
get
we can't go to a bar. But you can come to my home for a cookout. You see how? You
Because
see
my
how?
wife did at the home.
No, what I'm saying is, if at her home, okay, so you have to bring your wife. If she, I'm just using an
well, he
analogy.
wouldn't go without his wife
Yeah.
if that was the case.
He wouldn't go with us.
Why?
No,
Why?
not to her home.
Not
Why would
to
I
her
go
home.
to her
Fucking
home?
around. We should be invited. I guess my point is, so now there's parameters. We happen to be leaving work. Unless my wife is there, then we can no longer socialize outside of work, other than to socialize on the grounds of our where we work at.
all right. So what does socialization have to do with a work wife versus a work husband?
Because
Does
now-
it mean that we're trying to take it to a different
No,
level?
because I'm no. What I'm saying is that's the relationship. If you're having a relationship with an opposite sex, and we're heterosexual, and you're talking about the opposite sex at work, and you're intimate, sharing information, you're close, so you have a connection or bond,
Okay.
and you're saying that that doesn't no naturally that would transcend outside of the physical location of where we are, the bond. So we can have this close, intimate bond at address 12345 Main Street, but we can't have that intimate
Well,
bond
okay.
at 673.
I
Because
think,
we're
You know
not
what?
I think you're
friends.
being
We're
really
not
cutting
friends.
broad,
Yeah.
with that, and you're being very black versus white,
Well,
very,
I'm just
no
being.
shades of gray type of stuff.
So it's all
Right,
gray
It's
area.
no right. We're not
You know,
talking 30
I
shades
you
of
know
gray.
what? I did
know,
not
Yeah.
have
But-
sexual relations
With
with that woman.
But
That was a precedent that
but
there's
but
a gray area.
at the end of the day, though, man, this is what happens when we kowtow to fucking titles. Somebody came up with that title. This title wasn't in effect 20 years ago. Somebody came up with this title, and then we all fall on, and then we got work wives, work husbands, and just those titles alone. Once it gets embedded,
It's hard to
we
get out.
we tend to, a lot of people,
Mhm.
we tend to act on them.
Yeah.
So, and I'm generalizing. So I'm not
understand.
saying,
Right.
I'm not talking specifics.
Mhm.
But so we kowtow to all these titles that are giving, and we basically cede to them.
I get, but let me
What-
say this.
what-
But I think we all agree this that without a title, you have an opposite sex person that you developed an emotional connection with at work. Forget about a title. What we can have this emotional connection at work, address 12345
That's right.
Main Street, but we can't have that because it doesn't
That's
stop.
right, because we didn't develop it outside of work. We developed it at work. We're going to keep it at work. And we're going to keep it a work thing.
A work thing.
That's it. That's what we're going to talk about.
It's a
We're
work
going
thing.
to talk about work.
It's a
We-
work
oh,
thing.
so-
We're going to talk
So
about
we
work.
only talking about work.
That's all we need to talk about. Why we
all
still
right.
need to...
Because we talk about other
So I guess based on the question,
Based on the question,
is
it's a
there
thing.
is there such a
This
thing?
is such a thing.
Is there such thing as work wife or work husband?
Yeah,
Yes or no?
it's a
Yes,
thing.
yes, no.
No, I think
No.
we just kowtow to the title.
Yeah.
So
But
okay,
that's
so
all I think it
okay,
is.
all right. Well,
Go to
either
work
way,
side
this,
shit.
this is
We
a
go
Somebody
to
I
side
work
shit.
close
this
to.
is
Now
a
that's a
horse.
whole nother
Side shit.
title.
This is a horse that we done beaten,
There
so we're
you
gonna
go.
move
Go
on to
ahead.
the next one. I just put up another. Oh
Okay.
man, this is a whole paragraph here.
Oh shit.
Woo! All right. Okay, if your spouse and best friend are no longer speaking to each other, would you intervene? Okay, so look, I'm gonna go straight to Tony because he's the one to start laughing first. If your spouse and your best friend are no longer
Okay.
speaking to each other, would
Okay.
you intervene?
All right, I'm going to do a Reggie Hawkins move. I'm going to make it personal.
Okay.
Oh.
all right.
Cause it's very personal.
Okay.
Okay. Everywhere, well, not everybody, but you guys know that me and Riddick been friends. Me and Jimmy, we've been friends for now 53 years.
Okay.
Right. In those years, he's been married to his wife 30 plus years. So, right, yeah, that deserves an applause. So,
Yeah, baby.
not only
Cookies, were they
not
cookies?
only no, but listen, not only has I've been close to Riddick family since I was a little boy. The craziness of it is, I've gotten close. Well, I am extremely close to Trish and her family as if I was, you know, their brother and or son. I say all that to say, Jimmy's wife Trisha
Mhm.
and I are like this.
Mhm.
We had a falling out a couple years
But
ago.
look, can I explain one thing before you get started?
Sure, go ahead.
He say they like this, but I'm letting y'all know my wife is shorter than him. This is her. This is him.
See,
Now that we cleared that up, go
Oh,
ahead.
see, always a motherfucker.
Pause.
Yeah. But no, seriously, this is real stuff. On her 50th birthday, she was having a party. Um, situation came up with an ex of mine's, and it kind of got out of hand. And my sister and I had, because when I say sister, I'm talking about Trish, because that's how we relate to each other. We had a big disagreement about something. And that big disagreement stopped me from coming to her 50th birthday party. And her and I had a little blowout
Wow.
to the point where we stopped talking.
Wow.
Now, mind you, with all that going on, I'm talking to Riddick every day.
Mhm.
I'm talking, his daughter calls me. We was talking probably 2 or 3 times a week. Got to the point even his sons, like James, would call me and be like, you and Ma, this stuff is silly.
Mhm.
His other son would call me like, y'all just need to talk. We was so stubborn, I just didn't want to talk to her. She didn't want to talk to me. But
October babies.
I would call Riddick and be like, man, your wife, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I say your wife, he'd be like, did you talk to her? I'm like, nah. He said, then don't talk to me.
Mhm.
Wow.
What? And he said, I'm
Mm.
not talking about her with you, and she not talking about you with me.
Mhm.
Mm.
So this went on for about a month,
Good
2
month.
months,
Good.
almost 2 months.
Yeah, at least 2 months.
And how it settled was it's crazy because how it settled, my niece called me and she said, hey, Uncle Tony, what you doing? I said, I'm chilling. What's going on? She said, I want to see you. All right, Pooh, whenever you want, we can hook up, when you want to see me. She said, okay, come over to the house today.
Today.
I said, okay, I'll come pick you up.
No.
She said, no, come to the house. I said, where your mother at? Mind you, everybody know we beefing. I said, where your mother at? Oh, Mom's sitting right here. I said, she can hear me? She said, yeah. I said, I'm not coming over there. And then Trish in the background, I don't care if he come over here. I'm going to go upstairs. He can come over here. I'm going upstairs. I was like, Pooh, I'm not coming over here. I'm not coming over there. Anyway, long story shorter, we end up talking, and we both found out that Riddick he did not take sides.
Mhm.
When I say he did not take sides, because obviously his wife was saying, yeah, you talked to your best friend today. He said, yep, but I'm not talking about him with you.
Mm.
And I was the same. Literally every day we was talking. Yeah, man, your wife's still tripping. I'm not talking about my wife
So
with
would you
you.
consider that him intervening in a non direct in an indirect sort of way?
I think that, I think I got in my feelings because I wasn't getting no information from him. I was like, damn.
Right. He
Yeah,
ain't telling me.
yeah,
He
no,
ain't telling
seriously.
me
He
Nah,
really
that,
cut me off. He really not cut me off because we still talk.
Right,
But
right, right.
anything,
pertaining to that.
So he felt like, listen,
that's between y'all.
the two of y'all need to work this shit out.
Exactly.
Did
Pretty
you,
much.
did you think he should have did more?
I thought he should have.
This-
I ain't bullshit. I thought
That's
he
a
should
rock
have.
in a hard
But
place.
where did it go from here? Because clearly it did not remain that.
Oh, no. We end up, actually, we went out. Her and I, we end up going out.
Okay.
Mhm.
And when I tell you that, we had our moment and that I love everybody here know I love my sister.
Mhm.
No doubt about it. Times when her and I, Riddick could be at work and Riddick call, hey, what you doing? She said, oh, I'm out to dinner. And that's another hot topic for some of you.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm out to dinner with my brother.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Tell Black I said, hey.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
was it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that normally doesn't happen.
Not where you
But-
are, what
but-
you're doing.
Right.
We literally
Right,
had a
right.
standing brother sister date every month. Every month.
Well, one thing, listening to your story, it boiled down to somebody miscommunicating. And because Jimmy was in the middle of you all and the relationships that he had with both of you all, I personally would not intervene either. Y'all, I would probably step to the side as
mean-
well and say, nah, y'all need to work that out.
That's-
But I'm going to still, like in y'all case, I'm going to still talk to my best friend,
Yeah.
but you ain't just going to talk about
Yeah,
what we
you're
talk
not-
about is what we talk
you-
about.
That's
But
why
I'm
I
not
say
going to include.
I feel like he
Yeah.
indirectly
The
intervened.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't
Right.
a direct, Trish, you need to say this, or Tony, you need to say
Yeah.
this, but the fact that he was not taking side, I mean, he already knew that they had a very positive and strong relationship.
Right,
you know.
right.
So I think, in his mind, he was like, okay, this is going to be like a childhood dispute. They're going to
Mhm.
be mad at each other, for a little while,
Mhm.
but they need to learn how to work this out together. So, if I remain quiet and not get involved,
Right.
then that's going to force them, to have to grow up and have those
And
conversations.
you asked the question, just real quick, you asked the question, how are we today? Not too long ago, she had a incident at home where she had to go to the hospital. Jimmy took her to the hospital, right? But
Ambulance.
the ambulance came to the house. I'm sorry. The ambulance came to the house. And as soon as the ambulance got there, she looked up to her husband and says, "Did you call my brother?"
Mm.
Like, you going through this. She
Right,
worry about
right.
calling Tony.
Can we can we
major
flip that
stuff.
a little bit? As two good friends, and one friend has a problem with an individual that both friends know. Does that other friend cut that other friend off because my best
Nah.
friend ain't talking to him?
Nah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we
Okay.
wasn't going to do that.
Okay. I mean, well,
Because
not in y'all scenario, but I'm just saying I've seen where people's like, well, because Joe Blow don't mess with
Yeah, nah,
Smoke
I
no
don't
more.
do that.
I ain't gonna mess
I
with
don't
Smoke
do
no
Yeah,
more.
well,
And
you know
you
what?
know what?
There's a lot to add to that. It
Yeah.
depends on what's been
How
like.
dirty?
For instance,
How dirty
if
it was.
if somebody has mistreated my wife,
Yeah.
somebody's mistreated my wife.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But they didn't mistreat me. But I'm on the outside, side, and then no, I'm not messing with
Right.
you.
Okay.
Because you've mistreated my wife.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna be cool with that.
Okay.
But it's a lot of times I'm gonna be open to everybody. I'm gonna treat you just like you're treating me.
Right. I get that. I get
Okay.
that.
Like you're
Okay.
treating me.
Okay.
But when you're in situations where it's you all are friends, and then another friend does something. Usually it's something
Petty,
not
minor,
petty,
minor,
Right,
minor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And somebody gonna get in their feelings about it, and you just let it sit out
Who
for a
ate
while,
all the
and then it's gonna,
Kool-Aid?
it's
You
gonna,
ain't
it's,
plugging
it's gonna
in.
be a little.
Yeah, I know.
Have a swallow in the corner.
But when it comes to your
You ain't bring no
spouse,
bottle.
Yeah.
that's a little different.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's a little different.
Now let me ask you this. If your spouse had a problem, I ain't even talking about friend, but if your spouse had a problem with someone, she just didn't like them, just because I got a feeling about this one, I got a feeling about that one, but you're cool with them.
Yeah.
You don't have a problem. Should you feel the same way your spouse feels just because?
You can't.
No, you
You
can't
can't.
because
You can't
because-
adjust your
if-
personal
Because
feelings we're all
because
different.
sometimes you might hear that if I got a problem with somebody, you should have a problem
well,
with
the,
somebody.
well, the thing
nah,
is, if
pause.
if you do that, we wouldn't be best friends. Because my wife couldn't stand you in the beginning.
Oh, this is true.
Mm.
But
so
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
but guess what? It was those 3 kids that got her over.
yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
sons
yeah,
and your daughter. So every time Uncle Tony came around, boy, they was, and she knew it. She would leave. She would leave.
I would personally, if somebody say I don't mess with that individual, I'm gonna have to see for myself. I just can't go off
Yeah.
of your feelings
Nah,
on
you
what
know,
happened.
you
you
know
just
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
on high alert
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
that person.
I'm gonna be
You
on high
like,
alert, but
yeah,
I'm
Right,
just not falling
right,
off what you
right,
said.
yeah,
I gotta see, like you said, how they treat me, but I'm still gonna stand back and just I'm gonna have to see for myself what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get that. I get
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have to see for myself. Now, my wife has these like premonitions sometimes, and I can see, and
Intuition.
Yeah.
she thinks she can see, or she's a
Don,
clairvoyant, can see and automatically know what's going to, the character or somehow someone's going to treat
women's
someone in the
intuition.
future.
You know that intuition.
Mhm.
But
Intuition.
I don't subscribe to that. So I'm like, no. Up to your point, Reggie. I'd be like, no, I need to see it
Yeah.
for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
and it usually comes out
Just
right. And then I'm like,
meals.
God damn, I should have listened to
But
you.
nah,
Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
which is a
just
whole other thing.
yeah.
What you subscribe to? Meals on Wheels.
You know what?
Now, I mean,
Okay.
Listen,
With
look,
that being said,
look,
they get ready to get into
yeah,
a whole nother
Segue.
thing.
Yeah, we going to the
It's
bowl.
almost
But that was a good
scripted.
We're
one.
going
That
to
was a
the
good
bowl.
one.
That was
That was a good one.
All right, so
Yeah,
let's
that
see
was a
what.
good one.
All right. So here's our next one.
Uh oh. You don't like that one.
No, it's not that I
Okay.
don't like it. Look, I like it a lot.
Okay.
It's fitness after 50. Fitness after
Fitness
50. It's like,
Man.
Let Twin start that
you
one.
know, well, look, I picked on him before, so I'm not gonna pick on him now. I'm gonna pick on Jimmy right now. Like,
Let me
fitness.
go.
What does that mean to you? Fitness after 50.
Fitness after 50. That to me means you trying to live a long life. You looking out for your future. You know, at 50, we start getting tested, colon tests, and a whole lot of things that
Prostate.
men get, after
Yeah.
50. So it's just trying to maintain your health. But if you're not going to eat right and just going to the gym or working out
This
or
is
doing
true.
it,
It's all in the
you're
eating.
going to have to do all of it. Because,
It's all in the eating.
I do most of the eating, but I don't go to the gym. So, then you got some people go to the gym,
And then
don't
choose
eat
to
right.
eat right.
And, you
Why the
see
hell you
them.
pointing at me?
Yeah, I saw
Hey,
it.
you
It was under my eye. He pointing over
Yeah,
here.
and don't eat right.
When you go to the
Hey,
gym,
you okay?
don't eat right.
I mean, he
What?
bought us
A lot of
he bought us hoagies
Look,
and
look, look,
shit
like-
today.
Like the youngins say, the fuck?
The-
He a gym rat and he bought us hoagies and shit, but he ain't eating none of this shit. He
Uh,
watching us. He
Well, look,
fucking
let me,
us
let
up.
me ask this question. then.
Okay.
So, fitness after 50. Then, when you were younger, I mean, did you really did you feel like you were invincible?
Of
Yes.
course.
That
course.
Yes.
you
Of
didn't
course.
really have to exercise because it just came naturally. So when I think about fitness after 50, it's a mindset too,
Mhm.
because it's like we look, and I'm gonna say this to everybody. This my brother Tony. He's I was athletic, younger, ran track, played football, all that kind of stuff. But as I got older, I kind of fell off. But once I came into meeting with Tony and getting to know him, because our wives are first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I knew that he was a gym rat. And so I think maybe you asked me, if I wanted to go to the gym with you. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's start doing that. And now it's been 3-4 years
Yep.
that we've been, pretty
Consistently,
religiously
yeah.
going. But the thing I'll say is really after 50, it's a mindset because you
Mhm.
really have got to be dedicated and committed to it, because it's easy to say, hey, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Easy. Easy.
I don't
Easy.
feel like going to the gym, but we hold each other accountable to
Yep.
it. So
And I
yeah.
I hear what you're saying, Troy. And at the same time, a lot of men over the age of 50, they struggle with just starting. They'll say like, yeah,
That's
I'm
big
gonna
for
start.
any age.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
But you're right.
But
But you're right.
I know at the
That's
age
the
of
hardest
50
part, starting.
because you doing so many other things, you working and you taking care of the family and everything. You be like, man, I'm gonna start going to the gym tomorrow, and then tomorrow end up being 3 months, and you still ain't
Right.
gone.
But guess
You
what?
done got the
It ended up being
membership
4
and
years.
everything.
You gotta
In my
do
case,
it.
it ended
But
up
you
being
gotta
4 years.
you gotta start.
You got to
You
start.
gotta
You
do
gotta
it.
start.
Right.
You
You
gotta
gotta do it.
And one
You got to
good friend
stick
of mine,
with it.
yeah,
For
Yeah.
in
yeah,
my
have to
case,
stick with
it's
it.
been 4 years.
Twin.
And I'm
Have
still
to stick
starting.
with it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Twin.
I'm gonna get started. But I would say this. And you're right, Troy, that it's a mindset. But I think many times we're wrestling with two things. When you're younger, you're not really concerned about your healing and your bounce back. When you get older, you're like, well, you know what? If I get hurt, it may have some impact
Take
on a whole
longer
lot
to
of
heal
ways.
now.
Well,
Nah,
So,
you're right.
so
You're right.
that's the balance. But yeah, I think
But let me tell you
when you-
this, Twin, because I've seen this with my own eyes, and Troy can attest to it. And this no shade, this no bullshit. Man, when you was in that gym, when you first came in, you was a clown.
I'm always clowning.
Hey,
Yeah.
was that?
Well,
Am I
When did he
right?
start being a
boys
Yeah,
clown?
love
exactly.
them.
When-
Yeah,
when-
he was a clown. Hey, oh,
Yeah.
everything was funny. Lifting weights. Mom, motherfucker, you trying to
Right,
kill
right.
me. I hate you, motherfuckers. But guess what? When you was in there, in a couple of months, we were coming to gym. I was like, damn, I would call Troy like, man, you heard from Twin? He ain't even answer nothing on the taxi. Nah, so we go to gym. He in there already on the treadmill,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
right? And he was like,
Right.
man, where y'all motherfuckers been? Man, let's go, let's go.
Mhm.
And I remember we was over your house, and your wife said in front of everybody, boy, y'all got my husband in shape.
I know. You know what? You said it best. It's a mindset. You know why? Because right after I got in shape, you know what happened? I was getting all the goodies.
You know what happened?
And then what happened? I stopped getting all
No,
the goodies.
no, you
And
know
then
what
it
happened?
was like, well, why am I working out again? Again?
No,
Why am I doing this for who?
no,
For what? So
you,
no, but it's a mindset.
you
You're right.
still was in the gym, but you was doing that upper lift.
No.
Yeah.
It was the forklift.
It was called the bend
Right,
elbow.
right,
You doing that
But
forklift.
but seriously, but fitness, man, and you know
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you know
Mhm.
what you would look like in that position.
But you know
Now
what? And
Right.
it's just a
not.
starting.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, and from my point of view, it's not just about how you look. I mean, if I think
How you
everybody
feel?
wants
How
to
you
look good,
feel too?
but it's that longevity too. It's
Mhm.
like, we are over 50 now. So, I mean, we got
That's why I
kids
say
and
that long
we've got
life.
grandchildren
Mhm.
now. We want to be able to be able to be around. We want to be able to do things.
Right.
That's
And
true.
if you're not in there, anything that does not move,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to start rusting. It's going to
Mhm.
start getting stiff. So, I
Right.
mean,
That's
you've
true.
got to keep your body
That's true.
moving.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing that I
Exactly.
appreciate about us working out together, because we used to do it with boys and
Mm-hmm.
with Rob, and it's like we help each
Marcellus,
other, and
we
Marcellus,
was
Yeah.
in
right?
and
We
out.
hold
Right.
each other accountable, because it's kind of hard, when my life changed a little bit, and I couldn't go, in the afternoons like we had been doing. Then I was like, man, I don't want to lose,
What I've
what I've gained and what I
Mm-hmm.
worked hard to earn.
Mhm.
So, let me get my butt up, at 5, so I tried to get in there at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it didn't happen
Right.
like every day.
Right.
I was
Right.
able to do a
Yeah.
little
But
bit,
you do know
but,
this, right? I think you get older.
you got
Go
to
ahead.
be focused and you got to be determined.
Focus.
But we
That's
all
the
say
key word.
this, and we all have seen the most fit people in the world drop dead.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
So
yeah,
that,
Absolutely.
that's
so
true.
the rationale of,
Yeah,
well, you
but
know
don't
what?
use that as an
Let me,
excuse.
well,
Not to.
When
why
you
am I
get your
going to the
Adonis
gym
body
again?
and you
And
go
I can
drop it.
just,
No,
and I can
I
drop
don't
dead
want to hear
tomorrow,
that. No,
or
no,
get hit
no, no,
by a
no,
car.
no. Next topic. Next
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. He
Now,
read.
we're not gonna use that as an
Yeah.
excuse.
So the folks
Yeah.
out there that
Hey,
decides
twin.
not to go to the gym after 50,
Hey,
Shut
just
twin.
keep in mind,
Ask
y'all,
him,
you gonna
twin.
die from something else. So yeah,
How many times you seen a hippo drop and just die?
yeah, exactly. They
Yeah,
stay
you
around a
know what
long
I'm saying?
time.
See, he don't get it.
All right,
Went over his
all right,
head.
all right, all right. Here's the next one. Oh my God. All right, so I think this is still going on now. But the P Diddy case.
Ooh.
So what's your opinion? What do you think the verdict is going to be with
Let him toss
P
it.
Diddy?
That's an oily
All right,
situation.
Let him
so
toss it.
Twin, I said let's go ahead and get started with
Okay.
that.
Man.
I'm sorry.
So
It's
okay.
We gonna get to you
So
next.
I think that he will ultimately be found, or should be found,
Oh, should be.
not guilty.
Okay.
And it's not
I
that he
agree.
hasn't did a lot of horrible things as far as assault. But I think at the end of the day, a man of his stature, and notoriety, if you want to call it, if you comes along with some maybe fetishes that the normal person can't
He was a freak.
exercise.
He's a
Yes.
freak.
So freak offs, whatever you want to call it, king for a day, nights, or whatever they
Yeah.
want to term those things. I think if you can afford to play, then yes, he played. But now, again, the boomerang is, I think those women knew what they were getting into, and for now to now be charged and have to go through this, obviously this court case to try to defend, hey, it was consensual with everybody. They knew the quid pro quo. I'm giving you this lifestyle. On the flip side of it, it's going to come with me getting a little freak off. I think ultimately he should be found not guilty. And I think, maybe it's
Okay.
a lesson learned for women.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh
you know
no,
what you get.
he is going. He will be found not guilty. I'm gonna tell you. The elites was showing him, look, this is what we can do. Stop
Mhm.
fucking with us, thinking you are more powerful than we are letting you be.
Mm-hmm.
So we all interested in the case. P Diddy actually probably, like submitted to the elite, like y'all got it. I'm in place now. And not only was he saying I'm in place now, all them other motherfuckers out there, Jay-Z, the rest of them out there, they know like I can be next anytime. So
Mhm.
guess what? Instead of me trying to jump out of line, I'm gonna stay my ass right here.
Yeah,
Eh,
but
but,
hold on one
Alright,
second.
so
But
look.
it ain't just P Diddy though.
No,
No,
no, it's
No,
no,
not.
that's what
it
he,
ain't.
it's
That's
not
what I'm
just him.
saying.
That's
That's
what
what I'm
he's saying.
saying.
No,
But what I'm saying, even those the guys from the CEO companies, all of them, they try to get out of line. So they are being shown that you can't get out of line without me
Mhm.
pushing. Hey, I can take everything from you.
Right.
Now watch what happened when P Diddy get out.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Watch what happened.
Harvey.
I think he got exposed, but they're charging him for prostitution, which is not what you know, is what you can prove. But then at the same time, him dealing with what's her name, Cassie,
Nah, he wasn't get. He
he's
didn't
not
get
even gonna
charged
get charged
prostitution though.
Mm-mm.
for
It was a RICO charge. He
is the
was
Rico charge for what?
for trafficking.
Okay,
trafficking people over state
trafficking
lines.
people over the
Yeah,
state line.
yeah, trafficking.
So I don't understand why they brought the girlfriend in because they're not charging him for, kicking her and everything in the hotel room. They're not even charging him for that, but
It's so
for the assault, right?
right.
So they charging him for the RICO. So I'm like, why was she even? All she did was I was fearful for my life, so I did it. Yeah, but when you was trying to walk out that hotel room, you grabbed that Birkin bag.
Mm.
You grabbed the keys to the car. If you trying to get out from somewhere, you leaving all that stuff behind to get your butt out that hotel room.
So I mean,
So,
it
like
all
we said,
started
a
with
lot of just like Twin said, a lot of them knew what they was getting into.
well, and probably so. I mean, not probably so. I mean,
They knew.
you're dealing with money, okay, first of all, and then you're dealing with someone who is powerful and influential.
Extremely
That
powerful.
right, absolutely. So, there's probably something intoxicating, about that, and that you want to do it, but you get into it, and then do you have second thoughts? Are you like, what, this isn't what I really
Thought
thought
it
it
right,
was
right,
gonna
right, right.
be, and this is too much? Can I want to, I want out,
Yeah,
and if you're not allowed out, if you voice that, and it's if you then become fearful, what's going to happen to me if I don't submit to these requests or
Mhm.
demands? I mean, then what is it? I mean, then is he still not guilty, or
Troy,
is he now
so
guilty?
Troy, do you
I'm
think?
just asking a
No, I
question.
get it, but do you think that P Diddy is the first? Again, we're
Absolutely
talking about
not.
black, but
Right.
throughout the decades or
Hmm.
years of influential men that hasn't
Man,
indulged
we could start
in
with the who,
yeah,
Mr. Orange,
we can start
Agent
off.
Orange.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
can start with
exactly.
his
we can
ass.
start with
Exactly.
but
you can
yeah,
go further back than
but
that.
but
Oh
the,
yeah, absolutely.
Woody
Yeah.
Allen marrying a 14-year-old
No,
no, I
with
guess
the
the point.
consent of her mother
But I guess the point I was
because
making is
Woody
this:
Allen probably gave her some money.
currently, this current environment, and I'm going to say this generation, but this current environment sort of perpetuates. And again, I'm not beating up on women, but perpetuates that in this current environment. It's been going on for, you guys already acknowledged, for decades. But why is it now? And we know that we say the Me Too movement.
Mm.
I go back to Bill Cosby's and that situation. You think those women back with Bill Cosby didn't know what they were getting into? Yeah. Eh, and also, the point I'm making is that hey, we've come to this movement where if you're famous, you have some money, and you're heterosexual or homosexual, it doesn't really matter sexuality. The folks that may have indulged with you now see a way where they can cash in on that indulgement, and that shouldn't. It's not right.
Right.
I think they should. They should be found not guilty.
Shannon Sharp.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
the second time you
Mm.
brought up.
Yeah, right.
I'm just,
So,
All right.
so
Well, you gotta give
everything
Shannon
was
something.
good till they
I'm just saying.
figured that they can get some financial profit in
You
out of
get
it
in a level of
because
Yeah.
they waited so long. That's the only thing I have a problem
Cash
with.
it in.
Because if it was a problem, especially with the Bill Cosby thing, now you remember everything detail
back
for
in
detail
72.
from
Yeah.
30
Yeah,
years.
it's
Right.
like
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
some BS.
you wait that long.
That's some BS.
yeah.
Right. All right. To
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
face
But
some
once
sort
again,
Stuff
of
like that.
that
injustice or
that
some
that's
sort
the
of
hand of the elite
Yes.
right.
sending a
Yeah,
message.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When your
And
expiration date runs
and the
out, you
messages
try to
usually
cash in
come
on
to
what you
people
got.
of our
Yeah.
complexion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So
There you go.
we're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, not we're thinking, but I got
Not
at least
guilty.
two are saying not guilty.
I'm
Not
saying not
guilty. What do you
guilty
say,
as well.
We
Tony?
got another.
Oh, not guilty. Yeah.
All right. So that's
Yeah.
3 not guilties. You
I think when
abstaining?
I'm abstaining because
Yeah.
I can't go with a not guilty.
Yeah. Well,
He'll probably now if I'm betting on what's gonna happen, he's gonna
right.
be not guilty.
Right.
But
But as far
yeah,
as the
yeah.
actual
No. I think
yeah.
he. I think
Based
he.
on the
No.
charges,
No. Let me be clear. I think he.
Probation.
I think he actually did a lot of stuff they're saying.
yeah. But
But
the ruling
but
elite, like you
but
said, is
with
not gonna let
with
that.
the court system, he's going to
Yeah.
be found not guilty.
Right,
Not that he
right.
didn't do it.
Right. And it's like
But
Reggie said, what you
yeah.
can prove, not what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah, and I
true.
think
Not
But
what
now.
happened.
but this is a jury
Yeah.
as well.
Mm.
And so the way our legal system works, I mean, this jury has been given the power to make that type of decision, and then the judge has to rule based
Off that decision.
off of that
Right.
decision. So, if the prosecution has not presented some unreasonable doubt,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
then the jury, could and this could end up being a hung jury too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
was
could
saying, how
end
can
up
you even
because
have a
yeah,
bipartial
Mm.
jury when
it's
everybody knows him, and
Well,
two,
yeah,
you
that's
you
yeah.
you
right.
kind of know the history of what's going on
It's
before
going to
you
be
even got
interesting.
selected to be
But
a
you know
juror.
what? I kind of I'm sitting quietly waiting for what the verdict is
Exactly.
going to
We
be
should know
because
this
you know
week.
what I'm thinking because he is a powerful figure. I'm thinking about other powerful figures that have gotten away
Right.
with so much
So
bullshit.
much.
That I'm like, you know what? If they do guilty on him
Yeah.
because of the thing because he's a freak,
With
you
people
know.
biting
But
people on
when
the
people,
backs and shit,
when
and
people
still get
talk about
away.
I'm gonna grab him by the pussy, I can do
Yeah,
whatever I
yeah,
want to do.
yeah.
I'm gonna do
And he
this, I'm gonna
become
do that,
president.
and then
And mind you, he
there's
was
there's
part of
something
that
wrong with this
Epstein stuff
system.
too. We talking
Oh,
about
absolutely. So
Agent Orange.
it's gonna be interesting. All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
Well, look, we're gonna move on to the next one. I've already picked it. Protecting your home from underage intruders. Protecting your home from underage intruders.
So what about
So
just in? Oh, I'm
Tony,
sorry.
yeah, I was gonna call on you
Yeah.
anyway.
So what about just intruders? I get the question,
'Cause,
but
But
you're not gonna
underage.
stop them and say how old
I
are
mean,
you.
yes, like Mac.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hold up.
So
Let me see your ID
Well,
before
you
I
take
blow
that,
your
yeah.
guts out.
I know we all, we are of, the Second Amendment. We carry.
Mhm.
So that's not a problem with these guys here at this table. But yeah, the intruder thing. I mean, in any intruder coming into my space, I have the right to protect myself
Mm-hmm.
at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, these what I call YNs now, they may look 30, 35, they can
But
be
you don't
18.
know that when somebody's busting into your
Right.
home. I don't care if
I
they
don't care
look
how
like
old they are.
Babyface,
Yeah, I don't care.
or
I don't care.
Granddaddy,
But
whoever,
Granddaddy.
As long
Yeah,
as
right.
as long as
But
you a
I kill
threat,
the old
I'm
young.
right.
gonna
Right,
take down
as
the
long as
threat.
you're
The
a
problem
threat.
I
I'm
have,
taking down the threat.
the
Yep.
problem I have are the YNs coming in your house. First of all, they dead ass wrong. But then you protect your home, like the case down in Georgia somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You protect your home, and then the parents like, I want the person that killed my son arrested. But your son, 4:30 in the morning, should have his narrow ass in the bed or in the house somewhere, but he's steadily breaking in somebody's house. Because if somebody broke in your house at 4:30 in the morning, you're
Well,
going to unalive somebody.
So we're talking
It
about
just so happened to be your
parental
son in this
accountability
particular
then.
case.
Parental or guardian accountability of
Of
the young people.
exactly.
But
But you
now,
know your child bad as
but you can't control these YNs.
you
So
can't.
so you talking about parental accountability or putting it on the parents. The kids is running the parents. The kids is probably paying the rent,
Yeah.
the mortgage now.
Bringing money home.
Yeah.
So we're treating the kids like adults.
If they want to do adult things,
Exactly.
Okay.
if they want to do
There-
adult
there
things,
should be adult
Well,
consequences.
the law does it sometimes. They
Sometimes.
charge, yeah.
Well, they have
So sometimes we gonna do it. That might be
some-
one at a time.
one at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So
seriously.
when do we treat them like kids?
When they act
When they
like
when they
kids.
act like it.
Okay, so we do all agree that kids should be treated like kids when they, and I'm talking about when they violate the law.
When you
but
carry
so
a
what-
gun,
so-
you put down the right to
but
be a
no,
child.
because
no,
see,
when they violate the law,
the law got the law is the law. The law is going to treat them accordingly.
so yeah, so you as a citizen should not treat them accordingly,
No,
No,
you
no.
should treat them.
which
Because-
is equal to anybody else.
No,
If you break
because
into
the
the
law
house
is not equal.
with a handgun or any type of
If
weapon,
they
law
break
is
in
not
my
equal.
house,
you have
I'ma break
relinquished
their
your
ass.
right
Right.
to be a child.
point blank period.
See,
Period.
So if a child
Twin
breaks in your
always
house,
trying to make everything
No,
black
it's
or
my
white
right to
with
un-
no gray
no,
area.
but it's got
everything
always
is
trying to
if,
do
if
that.
it's not black
It's
or white,
always
then
a gray area.
no.
That's why people get
No,
away
what I'm
with
saying
shit.
is we create gray areas.
No, we
which-
don't. The
all right.
law
So
has
listen,
gray
what
areas.
are you saying?
So
Troy?
what I'm saying
What are you
is
saying?
is that kids, and we all agree because we all have kids don't think or they're still maturing. So they test boundaries, i.e., laws, rules, regulations. So if we're now saying that we're treating kids underage like adults, then we're now saying that all kids, regardless of what they do,
No, we,
should be.
we never
No,
said
so-
that.
Okay, let me
no,
finish.
no,
Let
I want
me
to go
finish.
back to
Let me
the
finish.
question.
Let me finish.
It says
If-
protecting your home
home-
from underage intruders.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm going back to. So if a kid breaks into your home, I know you don't have an ID saying how old are you. However, I think we're all old. I can see a kid
Mm-hmm.
or someone that looks or resembles a kid. The fact that you're a kid, I'm gonna shoot you just like you were a grown man. That's what I heard, right?
No.
So that's what I heard, right?
no,
I'll
no.
unalive you.
That's what you. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
unalive
say
you
something.
similarly without any. I guess what I'm hearing is
What-
without any due cause of saying you're a kid. I'm going to probably treat you differently.
And that
I'm a-
same kid got a
no.
gun coming
What
in
I'm
your
saying
How he got
is,
a gun
as
in-
long as you're a threat,
He's a
when
kid.
you
Yeah.
break into my house, I'm not going to be detailed enough to determine whether it's
Right.
a
You're not
child
going
or
to
adult.
analyze
If I see a
situation
weapon,
like that.
then I determine you are a threat.
Right.
So if you don't see a weapon, then what?
If I
That's my
don't see
point. I
a
didn't
weapon,
say a
You're still a
weapon.
threat because you're in my house.
Right.
once you're
I don't
breaking
remember
in,
inviting you over
once-
here.
once
You not having a
once you're
sleepover
breaking
at
in-
4:30 in the
I
a
think
morning.
stranger.
once
site.
you break into my house, you are deemed a threat. Whether you have a
Exactly.
weapon or not,
Yes.
because you broke in.
Yep.
Right.
So
You don't know what
from
his
there, the
intentions
law allows me to protect myself
I'm
and
with
my
you.
family from a threat.
I totally get it.
So until I alleviate the threat
Uh-huh.
under whatever means it takes, that's what I have to do.
I understand, but I guess the point I'm making is you see this individual that you did not invite to your house, but you can recognize with your two eyes that that person appears to be an adolescent, not an adult. Let's just say you see that.
What-
But
Do
what
we
I'm
get a
saying,
pass?
what I'm saying is, do you just treat them like you said?
Why
If it was
does
a
he
I'm
grown
get a
going to
man,
pass?
treat them as
Absolutely.
a threat.
Why
Yes.
does he get a pass?
Not-
Because you trying to figure out how old this fool
Is
is.
that
No,
is that
trying
going
to
to change
figure
that
out-
kid's decision for
not
whether or not
trying-
he's going to kill you or
not
kill
trying
me,
to
I'm
figure
kill
out their
somebody
age.
else in your household?
I'm going to
Oh,
treat
he's a
them as
kid.
a threat.
No.
So he gets in.
And-
So
and
let me
Because one thing, there are people, small people, that are
Of
grown
course.
adults that you
Right.
might think is a child.
Right.
But are you going to wait and see whether it's a child or adult when a threat has entered your place?
You use the
That's
term
not
threat.
going to be on your mind.
No, what I'm saying, you're using the term threat. Okay,
So,
okay.
all right,
Let's
what-
put some
you
context.
know what?
Let me help me out.
Hey,
Let-
wait,
let me
wait,
put-
wait.
let me-
What are you going to do?
If
Yeah.
somebody's breaking in your house, is it a threat or not a threat?
Anybody that's unwelcome is a threat. But
There we go.
let me say this
There we
though:
go.
the fact that
Right.
a person is a threat doesn't necessarily. A 12-year-old kid is a threat. A 25-year-old man is a threat. They're not the same. That's what I'm saying. They're not the same.
But they're in my house.
Their,
If they-
their actions,
4:30 in the
their
morning.
actions
What's-
could be the
what's
same if they
different
pull that
besides their
trigger.
age?
The-
What's different besides their age?
What I'm saying is how you can respond to them could be differently.
All right, so let's.
So what I'm
hey,
saying is, I guess I'm putting some context to it.
Mama,
If you
get
saw
your
a
black dress.
13-year-old kid breaking into your house, you would treat them, according to you, the same. They're a threat.
How
And
do
the
you know
same.
he 13?
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
saying
hold on.
someone
I'm
that
curious
looks to
hear the
be
same-
13.
Okay,
I'm
That
curious.
appears
Okay, go
that
ahead.
appears to be underage.
Okay.
You don't know their age. That appears. Well, okay, let me put some.
So
real-
what-
no,
what do you- hold on, hold on,
Just
Jimmy,
let it
Jimmy,
be.
Jimmy.
If I see
All right,
Jackson,
look.
someone that looks like Jackson in my house, and I see a
Hey,
grown man in my
Let's
house,
take it down
they
a
look
minute,
to be
fella.
different. They look to be different in age or size or stature.
Okay.
Let me-
All right, we've
that's all
established
I'm
that.
saying.
Hold on, but wait.
That's
Hold
all I'm
on.
saying.
Can I
All
say
right,
one
no,
thing?
no.
Does that
So
make
listen.
sense?
All right, so
kill 'em all.
twin. So we got two people. that's broken into the home. All right, two different situations. So
Mhm.
one appears to be underage. Let's say
Yes.
let's say under 16.
Statute.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And then the other one clearly, because they don't
23,
have they
24.
don't have
They have an
masks on.
ID on them.
So they don't have masks on.
Mhm.
So
So
we
you
can
can see one is clearly older and one is not. So how would you respond differently? They're unwelcome.
Mhm.
There are threats in your home because you
with your
don't know them.
daughter.
Yeah, okay. So there are. So
And
how
wife.
would you handle the situation differently between the two? Let's start with the underage one.
So if the kid, I'm gonna call the kid, if the kid's there, I would probably treat him like a grown adult. Hey, perhaps sit your ass down or whatever. I would treat him as an adult. I mean, as a kid. I wouldn't as a grown adult. I would because I have firearms. I would probably treat him, in a different way. But I would not initially just say I'm going to engage that kid like I would engage that adult.
All
Because
right.
again,
Let me
that's
say
all I'm
this.
saying.
So both of them are walking into your house with a firearm.
Now we're talking fire.
Okay, I'm
No,
just
but
saying.
you don't know what
but
they
you
have.
don't know what they have.
Once they enter
But I'm
your
telling you
house.
what they have. They're in your house
So
with
now,
a
if they
firearm.
both, so if now if they both have a firearm,
Listen,
they both can do the same. They both pose the same threat.
They both
They
pose
pose
what
a
I'm
right.
saying.
threat when
They
they
don't
break
if
in
they
my
don't not
fucking
have a
house.
firearm. So
But
so
how
listen,
do you
listen,
know?
listen. No, listen. Twin,
They
twin,
got hoodies on
twin.
with pockets.
Late at night.
okay.
Late at night, you in bed with your wife,
Mm.
your daughter in her room.
Mm-hmm.
You hear somebody banging down your door. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Grab my
Grab your
gun.
gun.
You're gonna grab
Yep.
your
Right.
firearm.
Yes.
So when that door opens and you see somebody step in there, are you gonna take the time to see whether or not it's a young adult or a grown
Exactly.
person?
You don't have the
Are you
time for
gonna
that
do that?
interaction.
Yes.
You
I'm
are.
going. I'm going to do what's
Lie.
called. What I'm going to. No.
Okay, yeah,
Because
what
the
I'm
thing
doing is.
let's hear
Let,
it.
let
no,
me
no,
finish. Let me
let
finish
my
what I'm
example.
saying.
Let me finish my
Okay.
example. Now, the child is a 6'4", 13-year-old child
Okay.
that's busting through your door.
Looking for
Are you
something to
going to
eat.
see whether or not that child is still 13?
No.
When you see a 6'4",
So
because there are some big
no. What I'm
youngins
saying.
they
out
are.
here.
What I'm saying is this: when I say kid, I'm talking about stature. Again, I don't know unless I look see your
I said
ID.
13.
No. Hear me out. That's no.
Okay.
13 is the age.
But
I'm
we
talking
don't.
about the
We
stature.
in the situation
6'4".
we wouldn't know
Yeah.
that. So you're looking.
Talking about the
right. I
stature.
understand exactly
The
what you're saying.
stature means.
I got
So
you
you see
now.
somebody 4 foot tall, look like they weigh 60 pounds.
I'm going to
You're probably
assume
going to
it's
say
a
that's a
midget
kid.
Okay.
That's a
Let's do
or a
this.
small person.
Do we?
We
Go
don't have
ahead.
no more
Go ahead.
time.
Go ahead.
This is
You
good.
see what I mean?
I'm
This is
assuming
just
it's a midget.
wait a minute,
Not
wait a
just
minute.
assuming
I
it's no
mentioned
midget.
wait. All right. This is really good, okay? But we are at limit. We are definitely at limit, and we can definitely. I want to revisit this one. I definitely think we need to revisit this one, especially now that we can think more about it and we
Mhm.
can give a more accurate, a more
context.
accurate perspective on it.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, I want to go now. Once again, thank everyone for tuning in, watching us, and enjoying us. But right now, I want to go and get and ask for our final thoughts. I want to start with Riddick. Let's start with you.
My final thought is I can't wait the next week so I can get twins ass. 'Cause this one was good. Let's go.
Okay, all right, okay. The
Let's get
challenge,
ready to
the
rumble.
challenge has been issued. Okay, Reggie, let me go to you.
Final issue for today. I used love and compassion last week, but this time, live your best life. Men, get checked out. Let's start try and stay healthy. And if you don't like getting checked out, at least get checked out on your birthday. On the day of your birthday. If you don't, if you're not one of them ones that frequent the doctor,
You had a week to write this.
uh, go get checked. Go get a full physical so you'll know what your body
Thought.
needs or don't
Just a
need.
thought.
I believe.
Okay,
That's
all
all,
right.
folks.
Come on, y'all. Y'all know better. You can't mess up nobody's thought. Kevin, your
Hey,
final
my
thought.
final thoughts for the day is all power to the people, guys. Let me come up with this. Get out there and vote. If it's anything but your mayor, your city council, we got to vote, guys. All power to the people.
There you go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Troy.
And I vote for a twin to get into the gym with me and Kevin, like he was getting in there before, and stop using these damn excuses. I'm under doctor's
Gotta
orders, got
travel.
to go and
Got
I
this
get on my
kid.
diet and all this
All
kind
right.
of stuff. So that's what I'm hoping for. Is I
Okay.
want to
All
everybody
right.
vote for
As you
2026
can see,
Jim.
guys, we are pretty hyped this weekend, and I definitely appreciate each and every one of these guys. But my final thought is this: uh, this I will leave you with this acronym POP. POP is positive, people only positive. Wait a minute.
Take your time.
Say that again in English.
Play on
How you
pussy.
spelling pop? PPOP. That's pretty to poop.
Edit.
Yeah.
Can we say that again? Can you spell pop? It was P-O-P, but I guess
P.O.P.
he's
It's
created
a
a new
play
one.
on pussy.
Hey,
That's today's show.
hey, listen.
P.O.P.
Keep a positive attitude. Continue to strive to be better, to be great, and to be undeniably your authentic self.
Oh,
People, people, please.